I'm just trying to understand the law. Why you're being so insistent? I'm doing something wrong by not giving my information.
Please don't make it difficult.
You're lying to me. I can prove it in a court of law, sir.
That's totally fine.
This state trooper pulled over a man and immediately accused him of failing to use his turn signal. But when the driver calmly explained that he did signal, the officer ignored him completely and jumped straight to demanding identification. The driver asked for proof, but the officer had none, just his word. Rather than addressing the explanation, the trooper treated the man like a criminal and escalated a minor stop into an unnecessary confrontation.
How you doing?
I'm alright. Why are you pulling me over? License plate's not on?
What was that?
I said, is it because the license plate's not on?
No.
No? Why are you pulling me over?
Real fast. Trooper Marshall, State Police, conversation is recorded, okay?
Yeah, so is you.
Alright, okay, that's fine. So the reason why we're stopping and talking is when you exited over here on 47, there was no signal whatsoever. When you exited off of 47, there was a signal, which I appreciate.
I signaled. I always signal. I always signal.
Okay. License, please. I didn't see a signal when you merged onto 47.
That's ridiculous, because there was a signal.
Okay. License,
Do you have
please.
proof of that in a court of law?
License, please.
Am I being...
Yes, you are detained right now for a traffic stop.
I'm not asking for a detainment. I'm asking, am I being accused of a crime?
Violation.
A violation.
Yes.
I don't need to give you my ID if a violation has occurred or suspected.
Okay, sounds good. So here's where we're at with things. You either have to provide me with your name and date of birth and or an identification if you have that. So which route would you like to go?
Okay, I can give you my name. I'm not denying you my name, but I don't have to give you my identification.
Okay, so what's your last name?
Well, why do I need to provide that?
You said you could give it. It's a violation.
Yes, I can. I'm not saying I will at this moment. I'm trying to understand why you're pulling over, because I use my turn signal every time, period.
Okay, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you that you're lying to me.
I'm trying to tell you why. Okay, so please don't make it difficult.
I'm not making it difficult.
This is a violation only. Okay, for the traffic stop itself, you didn't use a signal.
Yes, I did.
When you merged north on the highway.
You weren't even close enough to see a signal, sir.
Okay.
How far were you?
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter.
Not.
It does matter.
So please don't make things difficult.
I'm not making things difficult.
What's your last name? What's your last name?
Show me the ordinance where I need to tell you my name right now.
If you don't provide me with your name, it's called fail to carry or present.
Nope, not in the state of Oregon. Not in. I can pull it up for you.
Okay.
I can show you.
Okay. You can tell me all you want, but I'm telling you what the law is.
And I'm telling you that I use my turn signals, and no, it's not in the state of Oregon. No, it's not. That is incorrect, sir. I am auditing law class right now.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be
Passenger.
I'm trying to understand.
You don't have to be here if you don't want to. If you want to leave, you can.
Hey, my name. If you're am I under duress of being under arrest? That's what I'm trying to understand.
You're detained, you're not free to go.
Am I being threatened if I don't give you my
you
information that you're going to arrest me?
Go ahead and leave.
Is that correct, sir? Can you please answer that?
I'm waiting for him to leave first.
Why does he need to leave?
Because he's free to go if he wants to go.
I'm asking him if I don't give my information right now. I'm not being bad, or I'm not breaking the law. I'm not trying to be fucking.
But I have to identify you.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You don't have to. I'm not breaking the law, sir.
That's your right to think that.
I'm asking if I don't give you my identity right now, am I going to be under arrest?
You're detained. So you'd be detained for.
Why can't you answer my question?
That's it. That's the answer.
If I don't give you my information, who I am right now, I will be under arrest.
You're detained right now for a violation.
That's not what I'm asking.
That's exactly the answer to your question.
No.
If you don't provide me the information that you need, then
that
here's
you
the
need?
issue. Yeah, your name and date of birth.
No, you said you need.
Yes, your name and date of birth. So
Why do you
properly identify you?
Why do you need to properly identify me?
Because this is a traffic stop. Do you live here? Do you know him?
I'm dropping somebody off.
Okay, so you can go whenever you want, sir.
Well, I'm just trying to understand the law. Why you're being so insistent that I'm doing something wrong by not giving my information, by trying to just drop somebody off.
Drivers refusing to.
Now, I'm not refusing. I'm not refusing. I'm trying to understand things. That's all. I'm not trying to be a dick, not trying to cause a problem. I'm just trying to better understand my rights so I don't lose them. My name is John.
1411 from 35. I'm east of 47.
I mean, this is ridiculous. Like this
property over here where you talked about before.
I mean, look at your demeanor, sir. You're acting like I'm doing something wrong.
This is a violation. Stop. That's going to turn into a crime if you can't provide your information.
And I'm trying to
carry proof of financial risk. You fail to carry your license.
I have my license. I have all that.
All you got to do is provide it.
Why?
Because this is a violation.
This is a violation.
Yes.
But
for not using your signal, and you can say whether or not you used it or didn't.
I did,
totally
and
fine.
I can prove it in a court of law, sir.
That's totally fine.
Cool.
That's totally fine. Okay, I'm telling you what I saw. Okay.
And how far were you when you saw it?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It does not matter.
It does matter because there has to be a certain amount of reasonable, articulable suspicion that something happened. Can you please back up a little bit? You're making me nervous. Why?
Because you're not identifying yourself.
That is not a crime, sir.
So there's
a violation
two options,
does not consist.
You can identify yourself. Provide me with your name and date of birth. If you don't want to give me your
I'm not
ID,
saying I don't. I'm trying to say
your
that.
Your last name, your first name, and your date of birth is all you got to give me. Okay.
Am I getting a citation?
Okay. That's undetermined right now. I have no idea what your driving status is. I have no idea if
it's
you have
valid.
Insurance on the vehicle. That's all hearsay until I can see that in my records. Okay. I hope that's the case. I really do. All right. But with that being said, I have a job to do. I have to identify you. I have to make sure that your registration's up to date, current.
I'm in the middle of doing all that. That's why I have a trip permit, sir. So you got all the information from the trip permit.
All you're doing is delaying things right now.
I'm not delaying. I'm trying to.
I
what's the word?
appreciate everything you're trying to tell me, but I'm trying to tell you things too. Okay.
I understand
that. With that being said, I have a job to do, and if you make it harder,
I'm not making it.
I'm
making it harder by trying to better.
Absolutely.
What's the word? Trying to better. Use my rights and understand my rights. That's making it worse.
Yeah, you have the right to remain silent. So if you don't say anything at all, that's fine. But with that being said, I have to identify you before you and I part ways. I would love to get you on your way, but you're stopping that right now.
Can you quote me the ordinance for that?
So what ordinance?
That I have to identify myself for you right now in this moment. What ordinance is that?
The law is fail to carry and present your identification.
What statute number?
It's a law. It's an Oregon revised statute.
What is the statute number,
I will
sir?
give that to you in a second, okay? That's not important right now. I'm just telling you.
It is important. Well, you know, my name is John Parker. I do this under duress.
John Parker?
With fear of being arrested or whatever.
John Parker?
Yes.
How old are you?
Why?
How old are you?
35. Why?
Okay. 1835. He's saying he's John Parker, 35 years old. That's all I got so far.
I mean, I don't understand why you're
down by Mattinson
being so aggressive towards me.
Side of the road.
Have I done anything to offend you or show you anything that I'm being aggressive or violent?
I'm just trying to do my job. That's why you're not in handcuffs right now, because you're starting to cooperate with me, and I appreciate that.
I've been nothing but cooperative with you. Nothing but cooperative.
So the wall here is just identifying.
The wall is that this is my rights. That I have the right. My insurance card?
Yes.
It's somewhere in my phone. I would have to find it. And it's on the trip permit. You can get all the information right there on the trip permit. I just got that from DMV.
Okay. Do you have an insurance card with you?
I do not have a card with me. It's somewhere
I'm talking to you. I can't see that right now. I can't see my computer right now to verify insurance, all that stuff. I'm not leaving until I get something from you. Right? You gave me your name. Okay, that's great. Hopefully that's your name. You gave me
Why would I lie about that?
You gave me an age of 35. I don't know. I don't know you. I've never met you until now.
And I don't know you, and you're threatening me with being arrested for trying to enforce my rights. My right to remain private in my person, things, and effects, and that includes my identity.
Okay, so
I've given you my name under duress.
Come back to.
I can look through my phone, but I mean the policy number's back there on the trip permit, sir.
What's your middle name?
Starts with D.
Dale?
Sure.
7/18 of 87, your date of birth? Okay, that's who he's saying he is. Can you upload a photo?
I can show you my...
The full details of this traffic stop remain unclear, but one thing is certain. The officer ran this man's name through the system and confirmed his identity. Whether he was let go afterward or not isn't known, but the encounter itself raises serious concerns. From the start, the officer acted with intimidation, treating the man like a suspect instead of someone exercising his rights. All the man asked was a simple question: why was he pulled over? He calmly explained that he had used his signal, and even pointed out that the officer wasn't close enough to see it, an entirely reasonable question the officer never answered. Instead, the trooper ignored logic and due process, offering no evidence, no actual violation, just escalating demands for ID and an aggressive posture. The man, fully within his rights, refused to provide identification without cause, but when the officer began threatening arrest, he gave in and shared his name and age, just to avoid being dragged into custody. This wasn't about enforcing the law, it was about forcing compliance through fear. The officer's actions disregarded the man's constitutional protections, especially the Fourth Amendment, turning a baseless stop into a power play.